Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Macomb High School. Kurt, put that headset on, bud. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Kurt Myers is alongside because Kurt's going to be the one with all the knowledge today. I've already been told, Kurt, that apparently you can teach old dogs new tricks because I have never broadcasted a wrestling meet before.
There's a learning curve, but if you watch enough of it, you'll get it.
Well, I'm going to watch quite a bit of it today. We have ROWVA, which is a first-year program, against Canton in our first set of in the first duel here. So it'll be some, as we just saw, the captains' meetings, I would imagine is what that was, correct?
Yep.
As a little different than you see in normal sports because there were three teams out there, captains for three different teams and three sets of coaches. And so we've got a dual meet with three teams, which it's a tri-dual. Is that what they call that, right?
Correct. Yep.
So explain a little bit for anybody who has never been at a wrestling meet that might watch today. What does that mean?
That just means, everybody's going to wrestle everybody. We'll have two mats going. You'll have Canton and ROWVA, and then you might have Macomb, and I believe we have junior high here too, don't we?
Yeah, actually, I think the plan, at least as I was told, is high school on what would be our left, which is going to be camera one, and junior high on our right.
Okay.
Until junior high is done.
Okay.
And then when junior high is done, they're going to start filtering over to that.
So
do they go in order by weight?
They'll pick a weight class, usually draw a chip of some kind, and
well, at least that wasn't our audio doing that.
Right. Yeah, so we'll draw a chip of some kind and figure out a weight to start at.
Yeah, I know it's trouble, isn't it?
How are you? Yeah.
You can see Coach Weston coming up and talking to us. And I'm not sure. This is girls.
Okay.
I think it's just girls. No, it's not just girls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Macomb High School for tonight's wrestling match. On the small black mat, we will have junior high between Canton.
Okay, you look at that. I know there's some girls on there and there's some boys. Are they wrestling girls and the boys because the weights are empty?
It looks like we've got some girls filling in here on the varsity roster.
And the Macomb Bombers. Tonight's matches are being broadcast live on TSSR Game Time Live YouTube. Dwayne Hulett and two-time Macomb state champion
You're getting some.
Myers will be doing play-by-play.
Two-time state champion.
Yep.
You've been out of school a year or two, and they still don't let that go, do they?
It's been a while.
Do you tell people that when you walk into a wrestling gym?
No.
So we do have a couple cameras tonight. As I said, this is our first foray into wrestling. And I will tell you that there are a bunch of kids standing right where we are trying to video from. So please don't be offended if you see some faces that aren't on the map on the mat in our group. So we're not going to know, I don't think, who's wrestling for the junior high, because unless that's what this is. That's not what this is it? 106. ROWVA, varsity. Can you make heads or tails out of that sheet? I can see the weights. So here's the camera angles that we'll have. We have camera 2, which is on the junior high mats. We also have picture-in-picture as we get ready to go with the first wrestling match here. It's ROWVA and Canton. And we don't have any stats on ROWVA Canton, do we?
No, we do not.
So we'll just zoom in a little bit here and let you folks at home watch. And Kurt, you can, if you want to, you can kind of tell people what they're seeing or if there's a move happen, however you want to do this. You're the man. If you want to watch the screen or watch them, whichever you want to do here.
Yeah. This looks like it's just kind of your typical feeling each other out on the first part of this here.
Now, this looks like you're not accomplishing anything, but if you know what you're doing, you're probably learning a lot right here, right?
Right. Yeah, you're timing steps right now. You're seeing what some strengths are, how people lead, how their footwork is. Just kind of timing, waiting to make your move.
Now you see, I've watched enough wrestling to see people drop to a knee like that. Is that the start of some sort of attempted takedown, or is that just to get another way to feel out your opponent?
You can change your levels pretty quick like that and try to take a shot, and if it works out, no. And when you drop to a knee like that, if you can kind of decipher what you want to do from there.
Two-minute periods, right?
Correct. I'm not sure. The girls, I believe, are minute and a half, maybe.
So this is not a girls' meet, but of course we have girls wrestling today. So how does that mix into the varsity deal? Do you know?
It does a little bit. I can see here on Macomb's lineup, they've got Kelly Ladd in at 145 against another female from ROWVA. So they can definitely push them into the varsity lineup if they want to.
So we saw a flip there, and then just like in football, right? You can waive your choice to the next round, right?
Correct. Yeah, you win the coin toss, you can defer to the third period. There we have a stand up. There's 1 point. And then a quick takedown. Now they're counting back points. Obviously the key here is to get both shoulders on the mat. We'll suck back a little bit. There you go.
There's our first pin of the night. We'll switch over to the junior high now, as junior high's got a pin just as we switched there as well. This is Macomb and Canton Junior High.
Mm-hmm.
So we switched over there. Now that's something that people might find a bit surprising, I think, is girls and boys wrestling against each other, right?
It's so new for the girls here that teams haven't quite been established yet. We just went to a meet last Wednesday in Jacksonville, an all-girls meet.
Now, off camera on the other side, we just had a ROWVA wrestler come out and get a hand. That means that there was no competition from Canton in that weight class, right?
Correct. A forfeit from Canton on that side.
So how does that work in the duel? Does that still count?
It counts as 6 points, yep.
So we're back to a high school match now. Now these kids are obviously substantially bigger. If we went to the heavyweight division,
they might be 220. They look a little bigger, 220 to me.
We'll do the inside so you folks can watch the Macomb Junior High and Canton Junior High match as well. and a takedown in the junior high that went outside the mat or outside the circle, which means there was no points given, correct?
Correct.
Live chat's open if anybody wants to hop in there. And there's some more back points on the high school mat.
Mm-hmm.
This is you almost need 2 streams or 2. I mean,
yeah.
There's another pin for Canton. So we'll go to the little better match over here on the junior high side. There's the Canton. We'll watch a little bit of the junior high here. We can do
time expires in the flip.
Camera and camera. Comes the flip, and then we'll go back to camera and camera on the high school mat.
Here's your heavyweights on the high school mat.
So I'm not, is there, so does he get a point for let him up, but he gets a point, right?
There. He gets a point for an escape. Obviously a quick snap, and once he gets behind and gets control, there's 2 more for Canton.
So he gets 2 for taking him down and then gives 1 up to let him up,
gives
right?
1 up to let him up.
So it's 4-2, obviously, is the score right now. And so you can win a match pretty handedly doing that exact thing,
yes,
can't you?
that is by 15 points, that is called a technical fall. That'll get you 5 team points, where a pin will get you 6.
So the headgear, obviously, and there's another takedown. The headgear is supposed to protect your ears, correct?
Correct. If you've seen all the UFC guys with the cauliflower ear, you know
why they do it.
Why they do it, yep.
And another pin. Canton's got 3 pins now.
Take down by the junior high, Macomb.
So we'll show him getting his win, and then we'll go over to the junior high and do camera. And let's go to camera 2 now for junior high. D. Steele and Brooks Bickle. Yep. These are lighter weights coming up here.
Yeah, this is the 106-pound match here, Canton and ROWVA.
As we're getting ready for a pin, there is a pin on the junior high mat. Canton gets another pin. So we'll come back to the main camera here as we've got, he didn't say what weight they were, though, did he?
This is a 106-pound.
106 pounds, because you have the list, right?
Yep.
I'll just let you handle that.
Okay.
You can follow it probably faster than I can. Now, going after a leg here, is that a very common thing in high school wrestling?
Yes. Yep. Single legs, double legs, which is what he had there. Single, obviously, is just 1.
So they're back to wrestling on the junior high mat, so we'll go picture in picture there. And folks, this probably, I'm sure 100% certain this is not going to be the best covered wrestling meet you're ever going to see as far as camera work. But the whole point of this, especially today, I think, Kurt, is to get chances for kids to be able to be seen, right?
Correct.
It may not be the best camera work on the face of the planet, but we want people to be able to see their, grandkids, cousins, whatever the case may be able to watch.
Absolutely. Like to gain some ground in the sport and get people interested. And some kid may be sitting at home right now that didn't want to try it, and they may look at this and see that it's not that bad.
Now, you mentioned girls wrestling is still relatively new.
Yes.
You're kind of close with somebody that's been doing pretty good here freshman year.
Yeah, she's a freshman, Avery, and we've been working at home and working at practice, and she's doing really well.
So how different is this for you? I mean, because girls didn't wrestle when you were.
Right. Well, there was a few. They were few and far between, but we still did occasionally wrestle a girl or 2 here and there. But it just was so hard for them, in our age, because they were wrestling us. That was it,
right.
And there was just 2 classes. So you had some pretty stiff competition no matter, you had to be a bulldog. But
so do you think this is a girls' sport that's going to continue to grow?
It keeps growing every year. Like, obviously, last year Kelly kind of kicked it off for Macomb, And this year, I believe there's 9 of them we took last Wednesday down to Jacksonville. So it's definitely gaining ground.
Do you think UFC fightings help the girls' side of this at all? I mean, just see that at least they're getting some publicity now with it,
Yeah.
with that style of sport anyway.
Yeah, we're seeing it everywhere. Obviously, in today's world, everybody gets the chance, and that's the way it should be. So, Canton with a half here on the high school mat.
Macomb's on top over on the junior high mat, and they're looking for a back. Here comes another pin possibly on the high school mat.
Yep.
Finally did get one. Canton another pin.
There will be a double forfeit at 113 pounds. At 120 pounds, receiving a forfeit, John Davis.
So here's a forfeit for Canton. So one forfeit apiece. Now, a double forfeit, does either team, no team gets any points,
Yes.
right? They
Yep.
both get points?
126 pounds for Canton, W. Phillips. And for ROWVA, Chad Ricky.
So while that's going on over there, we'll switch to camera 2 here as we're getting ready for the next match on the high school mat. This has been a pretty good junior high match over here.
Yeah.
So Max Reiner is going for his 100th win tonight.
Correct.
Obviously a 2-time state champion. You had more than that, but I think there's the seniors this year, as we'll go back here and switch to main in camera. The seniors this year have a little bit of a disadvantage. They didn't get to wrestle their sophomore year.
Correct. They lost a lost a year there, lost a year of experience. Really, you learn a lot. Excuse me, by being out there on the mat, and that kind of hurt them.
So how impressive is it for Max and Ethan Ladd's got a chance, Carter Hogue's got a chance to get to 100 in 3 years instead of 4? Is that pretty impressive?
That's really impressive. We have a good group. You know, they're obviously a bunch of fighters on that team, and I think I don't know much about. I know Max had some experience, and I know Ethan is a toddler, basically, was running around with us, you know, in the mats when Coach Ladd was out there. But yeah, he's to reach that in 3 years is a good fate.
So Macomb trying to get has been on. You get riding time. Like when I wrestled in junior high, they called riding time in PE.
Yeah, they have that point in college, but we do not have it in high school.
So Macomb gets the win in the junior high match, I believe. It was a very quick hand up, and that was that. So we'll get ready for another mat there. We'll go full screen here. And here's some more. That was a big bridge there.
Yeah.
How hard is that on your neck? A good flip out there.
Coming in, it doesn't matter what you do in the off season. When you come in your first few weeks of wrestling practice, your neck is sore.
Really?
You know, it takes quite a bit of neck strength to get up like that.
He did it 2 or 3 times and finally was able to spin out. I'm sure that's probably something you want to practice. Do you practice that kind of move?
Yeah. Yep. We used to start, and I'm sure they still do. You'd start on your back and have to get out in a certain amount of time, and just running those little drills where you know it's down to the wire and you got to make something happen.
Now, as a state champion, obviously you're one of the better wrestlers on your team at a given time, ideally. I mean, unless the other, unless you've got really good people. We'll go to junior high here for a second as that period was done. And how hard is it to get better when you're the best person on a team or best person at your weight or whatever the case may be?
Well, your practice partner is everything in a wrestling room, and I was obviously very fortunate to have a very good practice partner. And Evan Klein, he was our heavyweight. And we, there would be practices where one takedown a night is all that would happen, just because you're both good. And Evan made me as good as I was, and I owe a lot of credit to him for that. But there was times too when I would go down and wrestle the lighter guys just to keep try to keep speed up and stuff like that. Try not to use my weight and just try to keep quick on my moves and shots. And
I know wrestling means you didn't play basketball, but
Right.
but last night we had Southeastern and Camp Point Central on, and Danny Stevens is 6'8", and Pabin is a foot shorter than him probably, and was guarding him last night, but was harassing the heck out of Stevens. And it's the exact same thing, right?
Right.
When you're the bigger guy, maybe even the better wrestler, that little guy can cause you problems,
yeah,
right?
cause you havoc. They're fast and they've got moves. I remember you said the same thing. I remember in high school as a freshman, Matt Buren, you know, I think Macomb played in the super sectional out there at Western Hall, and was it Tisdale from Riverton?
Yeah, I think you're
And
right.
Matt
Yeah.
Buren kind of shut
Yeah.
him down out
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, the bigger guy is not always the key.
So ROWVA had some back points there, but now it looks like pretty close to an escape here for Canton.
Yep.
This
Pop
is a
that
close
head out.
match. It's 10-9.
A lot of points scored. To drive into that double leg, and
So who's in the advantage right now at the high school on the high school mat?
it's
There?
wishy-washy. Yeah, you can. It all depends on where you're comfortable. If you're comfortable in there with somebody on your legs,
Period 2 is going to come to an end, and Canton got a reversal right there, and it's 11-10 Canton going into period number 3. This is, I would say, by far the best match we've seen.
yeah, these guys are working.
How tiring is a 3-period match like that?
It is everything you'll ever want, especially in a dogfight like this one. It's a full body workout. You know, these guys are out running and conditioning and this and that, but you can't get in physical shape without wrestling matches in the practice room. And it's a full body workout for 6 minutes. We've got a pin coming up possibly on the junior high mat.
He's got his shoulder over, though. Now they're going to give him some back points. But Lynette Kale, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. She said, thanks, Kurt, for explaining the moves. She's probably especially saying thanks, Kurt, because Lord knows Dwayne wouldn't be able to explain them. So we're supposed to write W's or L's beside those as they go along if we can.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we do that? If we know, if
Yeah.
we want to look at a score, we can do that too. I got some pencils.
Yeah.
If you want it, I'll leave that up to you because that's more you're smarter at this than I am.
Let's see. Is this Macomb and ROWVA?
Now, this is going to sound like a stupid question, but red and green, aren't they supposed to wear ankle? Do they have their ankle things on? How do you know which is which?
They'll assign that to home and away.
Will they?
Yeah.
Sometimes? Okay.
Yep. So
All right. So
I
I was
didn't see
lost
which-
there for a second. So
yeah. Yep. In a tournament, you'll have the anklets on that are red and green, but in a dual meet like this, they'll assign green is home or Macomb. And
at the Macomb, at the varsity match, they've been over checking scores apparently, and they've taken a bunch of points away from ROWVA. They took 3 points away from ROWVA, so I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know what the discussion was there. That's where your bookkeeper comes in handy. There's a locked hands on ROWVA.
And is that illegal?
Yep. When they're down on their hands and knees, you cannot lock your hands.
Well, these two kids on the junior high mat are big boys.
Yeah. Tall, lanky. I was never good with that.
That was your downfall, huh?
It was for a long time.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know that. We did wrestling in junior high because I'm old, so
Yeah.
they still did it then.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at it. That's the extent of my wrestling knowledge,
Right.
by the way. Did they give us all 3 sheets or just the 2 Macomb sheets?
I think it's just the two. This one and this one are the same. That's Macomb versus ROWVA.
Okay. I think ROWVA and Macomb are next at the high school level. Now, there's a lot of junior high kids. And he did not get the points.
Nope.
Canton got a rollover and a reversal on the junior high mat, but didn't. Okay, now what was that signal on the high school mat?
I didn't see what he
did this.
Oh, it's a stalemate.
Stalemate?
So, yep. He'll restart him and give him a chance to work something different here.
I guess that makes sense. I thought it was a headbutt or something.
Yep, it's just a stalemate where the ref doesn't feel like either person's going to score, and here we are again. No points scored. It's 13-7.
Yeah, it's not nearly as close as it appeared after that period where they took the points away.
Right.
Throw them out.
They were scrambling pretty good. It's hard to keep track of points in a situation like that where it's reversals. And
I'm going to go picture in picture here. Does that show the junior high match? That's a good junior high match going on right now.
Well, we got a 1 count.
Now, they can still see the high school mat. There's a lot of hand fighting here. Does that tend to happen a little more as you get more tired?
It does. It's all about position. You know, in this, you want inside control on this, and there we are.
And it did come to an end with Canton getting another win. They're up 24-6. So now it's the third.
From ROWVA, Brock Davis.
B. Eaton and Brock Davis.
Yep.
So period number 3 getting ready to come on the junior high mat. We'll go back to the high school for a minute here, picture in picture, and let you watch the start of that one. But it has been a very good junior high match, don't I? But the problem is we don't have any names on any of the junior high kids.
No, we don't. It feels like a better match than 7-0, but.
Is that a point total for teams, or is that
yes.
this?
Yep. The on the high school mat, you'll see it's 27-6.
Yeah.
Those pins add up quick.
And a pin on the junior high mat. That happened rather quickly there. It was going good, and all of a sudden it was a quick pin count.
Yep.
I guess that probably happens too, doesn't it?
It does. As people, you know, you got a lot of fight in you at the beginning, and as you wear down, it becomes easy to get rolled. There's some back points there by Canton. Hits down.
Well, that twist right there is tough, isn't it? And there's another pin for Canton. The cameraman is not doing a very good job.
That's all right.
Tegan Perry really wanted to be here tonight. And
wrestling at 138 pounds, Kay Smith of Canton and Jackson Pemberton of ROWVA.
Mr. Jay Bishop said my son Alex just pinned, I'm guessing is what that was supposed to say, his opponent on the junior high mat. Thank you.
Yep.
Again, we're sorry we can't, we don't know who everybody is. If you're watching and you see who is wrestling, hop in there and let us know.
We got a good match here with a female wrestler against a ROWVA on the high school mat.
And another clasped hands on the junior high mat.
There's a takedown. Out of bounds, restart.
So now when they come back for a restart,
Yep.
they give the official, in this case, knew that the Canton wrestler had top position.
Correct.
If there's a question, do they stand him up, or does the official always make the decision?
Official will always make the decision. There has to be clear evidence of an escape. There's Canton. She's got him on his back. Yep. Pin.
And what is that, a cradle?
That was a cradle, yeah.
Now, I did talk to Coach Ladd beforehand, and he said that pretty much everybody's going to get to wrestle varsity tonight.
Yeah.
You don't see that a whole lot.
It's tough. There for a while, we kind of struggled in the sport, and it was tough to get kids out and fill weight classes.
Here's a 152-pound match on the high school mat. Both female wrestlers.
Yep.
Is this the first female match we've had?
We had one off the start, I believe.
Did we? I don't remember that far back.
Yeah. A lot of action.
Is there in certain sports, like in boxing, we're going to look at the junior high mat here real quick, let you get a little bit better look at that maybe.
There it is.
There's the pin. Another Canton pin over Macomb. If you lose your headgear multiple times, like if you lose your mouthpiece multiple times in boxing, they'll take points off.
Yeah.
Same thing happen if you start losing your headgear a lot?
Not a lot. They might tape it on you. It'll do you more good on than it will off. So yeah, I've seen them. They're just Velcro, so they'll tape them up sometimes.
Katie Marvel is up. I think they did announce that. That is correct, right? Katie Marvel's. Is that what they have on our list there?
Yeah, Katie Marvel and Donna Berkey. Berkeley.
So thank you, Jay Bishop. I would say Dante Drake, thank you very much for hopping in. We appreciate it. And it looks like
got a busted lip maybe on Miss Marvel.
What do you do in that scenario?
Squirt some water on it.
Is it an
She might
eye?
have got poked in the eye, yeah.
Is that Lindsay, trainer?
I'm not sure.
I should know that, shouldn't I? So while they're doing that, we'll look at the junior high mat a little bit more. Now, do they not keep score here in junior high?
No, they are. I think they're. Well, they might just be keeping track of
Individual matches.
individual points instead of team. We're back up on the varsity mat.
I would imagine that getting poked in the eye happens somewhat regularly, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
And I think most people would probably initially say, well, you don't have to see very much, right?
Right.
But, I mean,
Yeah. Oh, big headlock and a roll through.
That's a good move there. And then
okay. We got 2 back points for ROWVA.
And then nice throw. And they're out. So
Number 1. Yep. There it is. Now we'll start neutral.
Is that a 1 for a reversal?
1 for an escape.
For an escape?
Yep.
So ROWVA is up 4-1 here in this high school match right now.
Kennedy Smith on the junior high.
As the Canton wrestler on the junior high, thank you. Jay Bishop's been our best asset so far.
He or she, I guess. Good takedown. 2 points for Miss Kennedy.
You know, there's really
And a
2 good matches going on right now.
There is. We got some scrambling going on. Takedown here on the high school mat for Miss Marvel. She's down 3-4 as time runs out.
It's every kid that we've seen wrestle with long hair, girl or boy, they go in with their hair all nice underneath and all tied and tight French braids or whatever, and it never lasts that way, does it?
No, it comes out pretty quick.
So here's my next question. I knowing your family, I'm going to guess you never had long hair when you wrestled.
No,
but,
I did not.
Did you dislike wrestling guys with long hair?
That really wasn't a big thing. We had kind of grooming standards. I know I talked to Coach Ladd a little bit earlier this year, and he said that you can wrestle with a you can have a beard now and facial hair. When we were in, that stuff had to be tight. Not that a lot of us had a lot of facial hair in high school either, but
that's changed. There was always those few kids, right, that had a lot of facial hair. But, or could grow facial hair. I didn't grow facial hair till I was like 20. So
right. I'm 33 and mine still doesn't come in great.
Well, we appreciate you watching, Jay Bishop. Greatly appreciate it. There's some back points coming on the
Canton mat.
Varsity match.
Oh, she's going to get it.
There's that push off you were talking about, and there's the pin.
Big pin by Miss Marvel.
Well, we're glad that you folks that aren't able to be here are able to watch. And really, Kurt, when I talked to you about this before, that's what this is about, right? Being able to let parents and families see kids. And there's a reversal there. That's a good match on a junior high right now. It's 8-6 Canton. That's Kennedy Smith down there still, is that right?
It's
Kennedy's first year wrestling. So we'll leave that put the camera on the high school right now. It's 160-pounders. She's going for the pin on a junior high match. Matt.
Get your head up.
And there's the pin.
Takedown by ROWVA here on the high school mat.
How hard are hip throws and throws of any kind when you're wrestling against somebody who's kind of your same wavelength, so to speak?
It's not bad. You learn to use your weight and their weight for you instead of against you.
Kennedy Smith's first year wrestling, you have to kind of think that she might have some promise. I'm not sure what grade she is, but seventh grade maybe.
7th or 8th anyway, yeah. We've got a locked hands here on the bottom. 1 point for Canton there.
So the ROWVA's in their first year. ROWVA's, we've seen 3 or 4 wrestlers from ROWVA get their locked hands. That's something when you're, I mean, I'm sure most of them have wrestled some prior to this, but
yeah,
you know, I didn't realize coming into this you couldn't lock your hands.
Yeah.
So that's why you always, I remember say you grab wrist, right?
Right. Yep. It's a natural instinct, you know, if somebody you're trying to hold down is getting away from you, you lock your hands. But here in this style, this is called folk style wrestling. Greco-Roman and freestyle you can. So that was another as you wrestle different styles of tournaments.
That was a good slip there, wasn't it? Was that a mistake for ROWVA
that
or
was
a
definitely
move?
a slip on he's riding those legs and slipped out. Suck him back. There it is. Count him.
Now that's
Canton's Connor Wilson.
That doesn't look like a very easy way to try to pin somebody, though. You don't have any real leverage to hold them down with, right?
Yeah, it's
that was a good throw, though.
Yeah, good roll through. A reversal for ROWVA. It's 8-4. First period's over here.
Both first periods are over, or maybe the second period in the junior high match, I guess. Oh, they're running 130 in the junior high, it looks like. So 160, is there like a weight class, weight group, weight that is like heavyweight was always the big boxing thing. Well, I don't think heavyweight's the big thing for this style of wrestling. Is there like 160, 182? Is there like a weight that everybody looks at to be the?
Those middle weights usually have some pretty good studs in them. Those 145 to 171 are usually, you've got a lot of meat in those classes. There's a tough go.
Kennedy is an 8th grader. So you kind of wonder what Kennedy could have done if Kennedy would have wrestled as a 7th grader too, right?
Right.
But the cool thing about it is these girls all have a chance now to go all the way through high school, right?
Absolutely. absolutely. And they've got a chance to go to the state tournament and get their own IHSA bracket boards. And
so here's the next thing. I heard 68 teams are scheduled for the sectional in girls wrestling. How on earth, you're a former wrestler, how on earth can that even happen?
it is it's a long day, we'll put it that way.
I mean, how do you even break that down?
It's all by weight. In the girls' side of things, you know, they're not going to have, if you have Macomb's team there, they're not going to have every weight class filled. They're going to have 7. You know, some teams at the Jacksonville tournament last week only had 3 or 4 girls, or maybe even 1. So 38 teams sounds like a lot, but it may be, you know, they may have 4 or 5 girls apiece, and it could be a very quick day. But
I think it was 68.
68 teams.
68.
Okay. Well, you're at least going to have 68 girls, that's for sure. Locked hands again on ROWVA.
So if he lets loose, is it okay?
Nope. At that point, you just keep him locked and wait for him to blow the whistle.
So and that's a second time, so is it 2 points the second time?
It's 1, I believe it's 1, and then the third time it's 2. And you can get disqualified for that, but I think there's quite a few times you got to have that. I've been out of it for a while. There's been a lot of rule changes. So
well, and that's probably a rule that you don't. I mean, ideally, you never see that used, right?
Right.
So, I mean,
there's a full Nelson. That's another illegal move.
Is that disqualification?
That's disqualification.
Is a full Nelson an automatic disqualification, or was it just a combination of everything else?
His third violation. That must be it now.
That's a tough way to lose.
Yeah, that was a good match they had going.
Let's go back to junior high now. It's going to be out of focus because we got the kids standing in front of the camera there, so we apologize for that. I'm going to see if I can get the kids to sit down or kneel down. Is that a bad thing to ask them to kneel down?
Nope.
Wrestling at 170 pounds from Canton, G. Lidwell. And from ROWVA,
That's a pin there on the junior high mat for Canton. Up on this varsity match, I believe they said Lidwell and Ponce. We've got a comment back here on Kennedy too as well. Her brother has been wrestling for a long time, so she's had to fight her way through the house. You know,
she's as we got a pin that I was dealing with something else, folks. I apologize. We got a pin for Canton. That was a quick one there, but we did went and cleared I was over trying to get the kids in front of the junior high mat to clear out so that we could have it in focus anyway.
right?
So I apologize, folks, for that. Lighter weights here, I would imagine.
On the junior high, yeah. This is Macomb, I believe. Macomb kid's second match. And I just saw him last night, and I can't remember his name.
Oh, you see a lot of kids. There's
Illegal headlock there. You have to have an arm in that headlock, so.
You can't just lock the head.
Right. All these wrestlers are awesome. We think so too. They're out here giving the sport a good name and giving all their heart in these matches.
So, as a guy that wrestled a girl a time or two, does anything different go through your head when you're getting? Not while you're wrestling, maybe, but beforehand or after.
Not while you're wrestling. You could ask my parents that every time I wrestled a girl, there was no hip pressure. So, yeah, you don't think it at the time, but then somebody points it out to you later, and you wrestle a little different, you know.
Yeah, I would think that there would be some.
That's the end of Canton and ROWVA on the varsity side.
So we'll come back. Well, let's watch some junior high now. Now, you said you thought this is the second time that the Macomb wrestler has wrestled.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Canton had more than one wrestler in the same weight, or is he wrestling a second weight just so that kid can wrestle?
He's probably just wrestling in an exhibition match here. In a tournament, they usually have to have a half hour or 45 minutes between matches, but I don't think it's been that long for him. As he scores first there.
So how long does a triangular dual meet last generally?
It just depends. If there's a lot of pins, and it can be pretty quick. Jake Hardesty with the pin from Canton.
Jay Bishop is our best asset for Canton right now.
This is true.
Jake Hardesty got the pin right as he said his name in the live chat, as a matter of fact. So now Macomb will have a little time to warm up. So the entire match for Canton and ROWVA lasted 45 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Now, I would imagine that ROWVA Macomb probably will be similar to that.
Yep.
But then Canton Macomb will probably last a little longer because there won't be as many drops, right? There aren't any drops, are there?
Macomb will get 2 forfeits in this match at 113. Ethan Hoyt will get a forfeit, and Jaron Petty will get a forfeit.
So, next crazy question there. Does that count as a win?
Yes.
So like for Jaron Petty.
I believe so. We never counted him, but I think technically, yes, it is a.
They come and help us do all of our stuff, as it looks like we were a little disconnected there for a split second for some reason. Hopefully everything's back up and running. But I want to thank all our sponsors that come on board and help us with all of our broadcasts. When we do these weird, and I say weird for us because it's different. We've never done them before. I did a tennis match earlier this year.
Yeah.
We did swimming. It's hard to find times to take commercial breaks and stuff because we're just not used to that.
Right.
So I want to thank all of those fine folks, Ronoby Auto Sales. Of course, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling is the Macomb High presenting sponsor all year, so they're bringing all the Macomb High sports to TSSR Game Time Live. You can subscribe to Hulett PubliPro LLC's YouTube channel and check out all of our broadcasts. Lynn Dunk is watching. Lynn is a regular watcher of our sporting events. So, Lynn, thanks for joining us. Continue to cheer on the lad kids and Max. Thank you very much. And it's kind of the cool thing, I think. I wanted to make sure we got at least – we're going to try and do next Thursday too, but wanted to make sure we got at least one of every sport just for – we missed girls swimming, unfortunately. We'll get that next fall. But these kids, people follow these kids through all these different sports, right? Now, some kids only wrestle or some kids only play basketball. But for the most part, they follow these kids through all these different sports, right? Yeah. So just like Lynn hopping on here and saying, I'm following because I watched the lad kids and Max and volleyball or football. You get to continue to watch it. And even though this isn't the sport that, basketball is kind of the big winter sport, right?
Right.
For Illinois anyway. You go to Iowa, it's not maybe so much.
Right.
But at any rate, these kids deserve the chance to have the same publicity, at least some of the same publicity.
Absolutely.
And folks like Lynn want to be able to see what they do as well.
Yeah. You go through those periods where you always wonder, what Ethan Ladd's doing in the winter because you don't see him at the basketball games or this or that. But this gives a chance for people to keep up with kids as they go through each sport.
There have been some good junior high matches, though.
There have been.
So is domination more common at the junior high? And there's the full Nelson. See, I caught that right off the bat. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I'm a quick learner for an old guy. But what I was going to say is domination more common at the lower levels or the upper levels?
It happens everywhere. It'll happen in kids club. It'll happen in junior high. It'll happen in high school and even college. You'll have experience levels throughout each tier throughout school and kids club. But honestly, wrestling is a sport where technique is going to win you 99% of your matches. The whole strength and being an ox is a good thing, but if you're a technical wrestler, you can win a lot of matches.
But it's kind of funny. You want a bottle of water, by the way? I got an extra bottle.
I had one over there. Yeah.
Thank
you.
I've always, I coached baseball for a while, and I know you played baseball.
Yep.
I always said that every sport, fundamentals win more games than athletic ability. Now, athletic ability can win games, but if you're going to win all the time and be really, really good, fundamentals have to be there.
Right.
And you can win a lot of games with fundamentals and not be very athletic.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing. If you teach the kids young the fundamentals, right, then they can just build on those, right?
Absolutely.
Wrestling is not any different than anything else sport-wise.
Nope. There's natural talent in it, and there's raw strength, but the technical side and fundamentals is huge.
Todd Moon, thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Jay Bishop says it's why wrestling's one big sport or one big family. So.
Yep, that's the truth. You spend a lot of time in the gym with the same people growing up.
And I do a lot of racing, and racing's kind of that same way.
Yep.
I think a lot of sports are kind of that way, but racing, you're racing against each other, but if something happens, you're always there to help people. And I think wrestling kind of has that same kind of feel to it.
Yep, it does. It's I don't know if Jay Bishop is a he or a she.
I don't either. Jay Bishop, if we say he and that's bad, we apologize, but we were wondering that we were wondering if you're a she or a he.
Yeah.
Or I just why I keep saying Jay Bishop.
Yeah, Jay Bishop is correct in the fact that wrestling is a family sport. It's everybody's there. You're taking kids and other kids to
John
meets.
Burton has returned. I thought John Burton was busy tonight. What are you doing, John? Are you going to help?
Supper got over with her.
Supper got over. So you went and ate? Yeah. You didn't bring Kurt and I anything?
You guys are doing this.
We are doing this. You're right. Kurt, John Burton, are you going to run a camera for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent you a message.
Oh, I didn't get it. Sorry. Did you send me? When did you send it? I'm working here, John. Hey, John. Yeah, we'll take some. John's going to zoom in here, and as we get ready to go for the junior high
Exhibition match coming up in varsity. It's Avery Lundgren and Tori Nees.
Hey, John, zoom back out and come over to the varsity one. That's good right there. Perfect. That's what John is by far the best employee, and I use that term loosely.
Yeah.
The best employee that we have had at TSSR Game Time Live.
Yeah.
For sure. He was our director for our state championship IAFA game and did a fabulous job. So in a exhibition match, right? So this means no points towards the team stuff, correct?
No points toward the team.
Avery's a freshman. Is this her first year wrestling?
Yes, it is.
So we'll zoom in a little more here on varsity and stuff and high school stuff as we move along. Since John's able to run the camera, I was trying to run the camera and make sure everything worked on the computer at the same time. Now, that is a neck hold that you see quite often. Is there a name for that particular hold?
That's just a neck wrench. Avery's got a little headlock there, slipped out. 2 for ROWVA.
When did Avery decide she wanted to do this?
Last year she saw some interest. She watched Kelly Ladd a little bit, and she decided to do it this year. There's the pin for ROWVA.
She is less than impressed, isn't she?
One slip is all it takes in this sport.
Alex Carrier's mom in Canton is Jay Bishop.
There we go.
Avery's had a very good girls wrestling season, though, hasn't she?
Correct. Yep.
Since all these kids are yeah, that's parents hop on board with each other, don't they?
Absolutely.
So we'll go back to the junior high now, as we've got junior high wrestling going on, as we're waiting for a high school announcement. You know, that's the worst part about being a parent and having a real life job, right?
Right.
You know, you have to, sometimes you don't get to do things. Now we're going to have the first match of the night. Is this another exhibition, or is this the first?
I believe so.
Now, this is going to sound, it looks like this girl that's wrestling the bomber is about the same size as Avery.
Close there.
Why would you not have the girls wrestle the girls and the guys wrestle the guys? How much weight difference are they?
I'm not sure.
Does it say? And there's a pin for Macomb. Tyler
Quisenberry.
Talon Quisenberry got the win there.
Yep.
Was that an exhibition,
That was
or was that actual
our
weight?
182-pound match to kick off varsity.
We're on the other side of the gym, in case anybody hasn't noticed yet. We are on the other side of the gym, so it's kind of hard for us to really, unless Steve announces actually what weight classes is. And
we should go in order from here. We'll kick off. It's like 195 is going to be next.
Coach Weston coming out and talking to the referee now.
We got Max Reiner coming up.
This will be for 100, right?
This will be. I don't understand. We're not going in order here.
So we're going to switch over to the high school mat here. This is match 100, so we're going to stay focused right on this one here and let you guys watch this. If Max Reiner wins this, I do believe this is his 100th win in about 2.5 seasons, so I'd say that's pretty good.
This is. There's double leg there. 2 points for Max.
How many pins did you have in high school? Do you know?
I don't know.
Is that something you keep track of?
Yeah.
But you just don't remember because you're old.
I don't remember, yeah.
Max pretty much dominating here, isn't he?
Yep. Rolls him through.
And a pin on the far side. Macomb got a pin on the junior high side. But we're going for 100 here. Max trying to get the pin.
Settling in.
Getting close. Now a little spin out to get it some. There's both shoulders down. Max is obviously the dominant wrestler in this match. Trying to.
Needs to come on around, yep.
There it went.
There you go.
There's the pin. 100 for Max Reiner. And he gets
comes.
Max Reiner has now won 100 career matches.
Congratulations to Max.
Max Reiner his 100th win. And
Max has done that in 2.5 seasons since we did not
almost
have
like an echo in here, isn't there?
sophomore year. Congratulations, Max.
Looks like Ethan Ladd is
We
up
got
next.
a 100 up in the stands.
Up in the stands, the 100 sign.
Now wrestling at 285 pounds from ROWVA, Aiden Sanders, and from Macomb, Ethan Ladd.
Ethan Ladd.
We're getting ready to go back on the varsity match again. We'll go back picture in picture. Did get a Macomb pin for one of the girls on the junior high team, and I'm sorry we didn't see that, but we wanted to make sure we got the 100 win for Max on the screen there.
Ethan working a quick takedown and a half here.
How many times did you wrestle in Iowa?
As
As a high school wrestler, there's another pin for Macomb.
At 106 pounds from ROWVA.
we wrestled a few tournaments over in Iowa. Coming through, we wrestled in the Jeremy Folk Classic over in, I believe it was New London. So we'd get a few there every year, but not a whole bunch.
Ethan had a lot of, him and Max got quite a bit of praise from Josh Swafford, a guy I know from Burlington, does pin doctors over there, and he gave Ethan a lot of praise for his at the Fort Madison tournament this last week. Need to get Josh over here. I talked to Josh a couple times back in the day about doing some wrestling with me. I'd like to do some with him. He speaks very well.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's kind of like you when you know the sport, it's a lot easier to talk about it.
Very much so.
I just kind of stammer my way through and
Right.
pick up what you talk and try to go with it.
Macomb got hit with a full Nelson there, so we got to restart here.
That's a natural thing too, probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to do it, but it probably just is a natural next step when you're doing something.
Yep. There's another pin for Macomb. 106-pound Nick Parkins.
At 113 pounds.
They're-
Receiving a forfeit from Macomb, Ethan Hoyt.
And a forfeit for Macomb. Now, I would imagine, ROWVA probably comes into these matches knowing that with inexperience, they're probably going to be on the bottom side of a lot of matches.
Right.
But that's got to be, to take that into consideration a little bit and say, we're trying to build something here.
Absolutely. You're in the phase of building a program, and not to say that ROWVA, it's their first year for everybody. They probably had some junior high wrestlers or kids wrestling kids club. It's just the first year that they've been organized, as a school. So it's a learning process, and it takes some time. Macomb, when we were wrestling, it was we had the luxury of having the kids club and then junior high and high school. So we were wrestling from first grade to the time we were seniors. And it's unfortunate. I'm glad that ROWVA now has a program keep these kids in it.
So we're getting ready here. Junior high matches. Not sure what's going on at the junior high level, if they're done.
They might be. Good shot there by Macomb's Charlie Hernandez.
Charlie is a football player.
Yep.
Is he a senior? Junior or senior, I do believe. Played running back behind Max Reiner.
Yep.
So you were a three-sport athlete.
Yeah.
As you look back, do you think wrestling could have been better if you hadn't have been a three-sport athlete, or do you think it helped you become a better wrestler?
I think wrestling just kind of came natural. Wrestling definitely helped me in football with balance, and wrestling, you've always got somebody trying to get at your legs and stuff like that. So you kind of learn your balance, and definitely makes you lighter on your feet.
Going for a pin here for Hernandez now. There's that bridge we were talking about.
Yep, there it is.
There's the pin.
Wrestling at 132 pounds for
They are
ROWVA,
rolling through
Brock
this
Davis.
Macomb
For Macomb,
ROWVA
Charlie
matchup, aren't they?
Hernandez. For West Mexico and Green.
What were you laughing about?
Steve Horrell there tried to call Charlie out to the mat again. We've got Cohen Green and Brock Davis here. Nice single leg by Cohen.
So here's another thing. I hear that horn blow. How does it? Did you ever get mixed up when you hear the horn? It's like let up for a second, and something bad happened because you let up for that second.
It happened as a young kid. You know, you're wrestling on a quarter of a mat, and there's buzzers going off all the time. So you learn pretty quick to wrestle till
Somebody
you
taps
know
you.
it's you or the ref taps you. Yep.
Because I would think that just out of habit, sometimes it would just catch you. You know,
Yep.
like you just hear it and let up.
Yep. You'll see kids in a position like Cohen's in right here, and the whistle will go off, and you'll see them look up, and they may not give up a point, but they definitely pause for a moment. There you go. Block that up.
And
There's
a pin.
for Cohen.
Has every match been a pin for Macomb?
It has so
Yeah.
far.
Wrestling at 138 pounds for ROWVA, Jackson Pemberton, and for Macomb, Thomas Kovacs.
So how many? We don't have that many left, do we?
1, 2. We're about halfway. 5, maybe 6. Talon Quisenberry started off at 182, and then we had Max next. I don't know what happened to Kyler Ames and Carter Smith. Takedown for Thomas Macomb. Cut him for 1 point for Jackson here. More neutral.
So we haven't seen anybody else do the takedown, let up technique that we
No.
saw in the first match of the night.
Yeah.
You have to feel pretty confident in your abilities probably to play that game, don't you?
Yeah. Yep. You'll do that if you know your opponent's not up to your caliber. I guess you can. We always called it playing with them, but bad stuff happens sometimes when you get to giving up points.
Well, and you see that, right? Even in wrestling, I mean, in boxing or UFC fighting or
Right.
anything, when you try to get a little fancy and you try to practice or something,
Yep.
it just takes one wrong slip, right? And
Correct.
And it's over.
Yep.
This is a little harder than that, maybe because you don't get knocked out in this, I suppose. But
Right.
still, you can end up on your back with one slip, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. We got a locked hands again, I believe.
Full Nelson. What's the two hands behind?
That was a potentially dangerous. Yep. He's giving him he's got a full Nelson too. It's 4-2 here. We got 30 seconds left in the first period.
They're moving through the junior high matches
Yes, they are.
pretty quick. But, I mean, they're moving, but they've been longer matches, but they seem to be moving through them pretty quick. I wonder
Yep.
if they're about done, it looks like maybe.
Looks like they're lining up on the junior high mat.
So then we'll
4
be
second spin, 2. 2 for Thomas Kobe right at the end.
He
And
leads
it's
6-3. Macomb leads 48-0. And unless ROWVA gets some sort of a win against one of Macomb's wrestlers, they'll get no points in this deal, right?
Right.
Because there's no Macomb forfeits. Macomb puts somebody in
Nope.
every class.
That is correct.
Bishop and Eaton on deck.
So they are going to start wrestling on the other mat now. So we'll have to switch back and forth a little bit here, folks, as we move along, or we'll try to as best we can. So we'll do Canton. How will this work now? Will it be Canton, Macomb starting the same wrestlers that wrestled first over here, like the weight limits and stuff, or how's that work?
I don't know how they're going to go about it. They can't start too fast because, like you said, they have that 30-minute time limit in high school.
Once again, I want to thank John Burton for coming and helping run the camera for us here, which is really good right now because all the Canton wrestlers are trying to get ready to go against Macomb, and they're all standing up right where we would have been. So
Right.
Oh, there's a cradle.
Cradle.
And a pin for Macomb. And I'm not trying to be, I wasn't being negative about him moving. They got
Kelly Ladd's up for Macomb.
Now, different body types here. This is where you were talking, right, about a long, lanky Kelly Ladd and a shorter, more compact wrestler from ROWVA.
Yep.
Is that tape slip?
No.
Kelly go to state last year? Or she went to sectionals, I know that.
I think she went to sectionals. Working a half here.
You know, she's kind of like Kennedy Smith, right?
Yeah.
She's been around wrestling her whole life, and there it is, a quick pin. And she did that with her head guard on half crooked the whole time, too. It got hit right at the start. Kelly Ladd gets the pin there.
I think we've got some JV matches coming up possibly on the.
Yeah, they did say they might have a few JV matches. That's I think you're right. That is exactly right.
Bryson here is a first-year wrestler.
So he's kind of keeping his hands off a little bit.
Right.
Is that a technique that sometimes you'd use, or is it because he's wrestling a girl?
It very well could be because he's wrestling a girl. I'm not 100% sure. I think Bryson's a freshman. So it's new to him, and now he's wrestling a girl, and hips up, yep.
Now, how far do they both have to be out of the circle?
Yes. It's a good throw by Bryson there. And he's settling in. Got his pin.
At 160 pounds, Corey Doms, ROWVA, Sifa
Mr. Horrell is running through these things pretty quick, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's not wasting any time.
We've got Sifa Feruzzi. She took third place, I believe, at Jacksonville last Wednesday when we were there.
See, I would think that long hair,
loose
long hair, like it would be slick. I mean, it'd be hard to grab,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it would get in the way more than, not that you're trying to grab hair and,
Well, no, but I mean,
if
you're trying to get one arm, if the hair's there, you're not going to be able to grab the arm as well as or you're going to grab the hair on accident.
Right.
Or
there's a nice duck under by Sifa. I told her last week at the end of that Jacksonville tournament we needed to teach her a duck under, and there was a beautiful one. Power half. Yeah, the hair's wrapped up in their hands there. Sifa settling in for a pin.
And she gets it.
She gets it.
Every match is ended in a
170 pounds, Connor Wilson, ROWVA, Carter Hogue, Macomb.
Okay, should we get her on the headset?
Oh, we can.
Hey, come here.
Come on.
Come here. You want to talk?
Come on.
We
Got my little one here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Hi?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi? What have you been doing? Are you going to wrestle? Huh?
No.
No? You're not wrestling tonight?
No.
No. All right. Up on this mat, we got Carter Hogue. Quick takedown by Carter there. Can you say go Bombers? Huh? Can you say go Bombers?
Go Bombers.
Say it loud.
Go Bombers.
That a girl. All right, give him back to Dwayne. There you go.
Did she say something?
Yeah,
Where at?
I can hear it.
Oh, we can't hear it.
No.
She said, "Go Bombers," didn't you?
Yeah,
High five. All right.
on YouTube.
Oh. I wish I would have known that. I didn't think about it for my dad.
Yeah.
He could go back. They could go back and watch it.
Will you message him and send him the link?
Yeah.
Your phone's right there. Avery's so mad, and I'm like,
And back to wrestling action here as I gave my headset up to a much cuter announcer as there's another pin for Macomb. Every match has been a pin thus far for Macomb. And we'll go back to camera and camera here.
At 195 pounds, Tyler Ames.
JV matches.
Smith, ROWVA.
Hey, John, just stay here. We'll just do camera and camera, let you watch the JV matches on the other side. And I think they're JV. Is this JV over here or is this varsity again? I turned you down. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I believe this is. JV on the other mat here.
We'll watch the picture in picture, but we're not real sure. Have to be able to listen a little closer too. And that was nearly a pin, but a save
By the
by
clock.
the yep, saved by the horn or by the bell, I guess is what it is,
Right,
right?
saved by the bell. Carter Hogue was on and off pretty quick, so I'm
Yeah, Carter Hogue got a pin
okay.
very, 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 very quickly.
Right.
Carter is one of them that's racing to 100 as well.
That's right.
I think he needs 20 more wins halfway through the season. He could probably get there.
He's-
Might have to make it close to state or to state to get there, but he can get there, I
He
think.
can get it.
And here comes another pin possibly for Macomb. Oh, nice reversal. Not really a reversal, but at least a spin out. I guess they did call it a reversal, didn't they? Or did they?
It's 4-0.
No, it's 4-0. They did not.
2 more back points there.
The shoulders get pushed and pulled and turned in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And there's the pin for Macomb. I'm going to guess that the Canton-Macomb duel is going to be much more competitive.
I would assume so. Canton's got a really good team. They've always been very competitive in wrestling.
Wrestling for ROWVA, Tori Ness, and for Macomb, Avery Lundgren.
Avery Lundgren coming back to wrestle again. Is that on the sheet?
Yep. We got it on a JV match down here on the bottom, exhibition.
Okay. Both of these two have wrestled before, haven't they?
Yep.
Again, we're trying to show you as much as we can of the JV match, but there's kids standing in front of the mat again. And so we'll let you see what we can there. It's Avery going to battle here on the match. What was what the Avery hurt her? Looks like she's holding her knee. The ROWVA player let up, and they didn't blow the whistle, so Avery went right back at it.
I don't know if we heard a buzzer there. Or.
Connor Bishop getting ready to wrestle on the other mat. Is that a varsity match?
That's a JV match
JV
we've
match.
got here.
Okay. Just want to go to the camera 2 here. Sorry about that. I had to step away again for a second. When Avery had that takedown, she kind of slipped in an awkward manner. I wonder if that was the when she hurt her knee. If it gave out a little bit on her, maybe.
There she goes with the roll through. Settle in. Scoop that head up. If you keep that head off the mat, then when they go to bridge, they bridge right on their shoulders. So
just like she's doing right there, right?
Yep.
She looks a little happier this time than the last match.
She does. Yeah, I got the note passed that she was not happy. I said that'll happen when you see the boys or when you wrestle the boys.
Yeah, and also you're just starting, right?
Right. We've got Kayla White and Brooke Stickle coming up for Macomb.
Still looking at her knee over there.
Yeah.
Gotta give her credit. She was hurting, and she didn't hear a whistle, and the other ROWVA wrestler let up. She just went right back at it until she heard the whistle.
Wrestle through until they make you stop. That's the one thing I've learned with coaching girls is you cannot fire them up before the match. They have to get mad on their own. So usually something like that happens, and they get mad, and you see a different side of them.
Still waiting on the ROWVA wrestler to come out.
Yeah, she's at the table. I don't know.
Is it a time thing, possibly?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's a... I think this is Connor Bishop on the JV match.
I do believe that's the last name I heard called. Is this a JV match also?
It's a JV match, yep. Kayla White and Brooke Stickle.
I think Andrea Ratterman, she's here taking pictures today. She's been taking a lot of pictures for me for the TSSR Bites.
Yeah.
Tri-State Sports Report Bites. It's been going into Wednesday editions of the Community News Brief. We've had wrestling in there a couple times. I'm sure we'll have wrestling in there again this week.
Right.
And another pin for Canton on the JV match.
Next on mat 1, Bree Putnam and Ayla Clayton.
Bree Putnam and Ayla Clayton on match 1, which is the right side for us.
Yep.
Left side for everybody watching on the other side of the gym, I guess. We're kind of reverse angled like it used to say in football, right?
Right.
The reverse angle.
Yep.
The referee's in the wrong spot right there, isn't he?
Yeah.
He needs to understand where the camera is and get out of the way.
Right. Kayla.
Get away or escape
there.
A getaway.
Get away. That's all right.
At least I knew it was something.
Yeah.
As soon as I said it, I was like, I can't believe I just said that.
Both Macomb girls here. Oh, there we go. Kiela with another takedown. Ava gives up one.
I'm going to change this screen up for a second here, folks.
Seven seconds on Kiela's
So we can
match.
see them both here a little bit better.
It's 4-1. Kiela White. And then Ava here is working out of bounds.
This isn't the normal way I would move cameras on the screen, folks, but 2 matches and want to try to let you see them as best we can here, so we'll change them around a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't make you sick at home. If it does, tell me to stop, and I will. But
it's another takedown for Kiela. Ava's trying to work over here.
Kayla's on the upper right of your screen from Macomb. Ava is on the lower right, lower left, I mean, sorry.
Grab those legs. Yep.
So as a coach, when you're doing this, it's probably, this is what you're doing right now. You're talking about this one, going back and forth.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot more yelling.
I got a back.
No back points.
Ava's got some trouble going on her side over there. And saved by the bell.
Time runs out. Yep. And there you can tell when you're in a position like that you won't get pinned and there's nothing you can do. So you just kind of hold off like she did there and live to see another period. Oh, roll on through.
Officials saying no advantage or no change of advantage there, and there's a roll through. 6-5. And there's the
buzzer. No
buzzer.
back points. So on that, when they roll past 45 degrees on their back, they start counting, and they've got to get a 2 count before they get 2 points. Maybe it's a 3 count before they get 2 points, and if they get to 5, then they get 3 back points. Ava gave up a pin there.
On deck mat number 1, Sifa Ferruzzi, Macomb. Katie Marble, Canton, on deck mat number 1.
Sifa Ferruzzi.
On deck, Kelly Ladd's up right now.
This is looks to be, for Kelly, a more equal match here.
Right. Like I said, Canton typically has some pretty good wrestlers.
How much does a wrestling, what do they call the
Singlet?
singlet? Yeah. How much does one of those cost?
You can spend about as much as you want on them. It just depends on the design. You can buy a plain black one for $40, $50, and all the way up to the Team USA ones that are $250. You know.
So it's just like any other piece of clothing,
Yeah,
essentially.
right. Kiela with a reversal. It's 9-9, tied up.
Third period,
In the third
37
period.
seconds left. So now she's got, now that was big. She's wore out.
Yeah.
Sure what happened there.
The ref sees blood somewhere. There's a bloody lip for ROWVA's Brooke Stickle. I think she bloodied her lip last time she was up.
She did.
Might have cracked that back open. Kelly Ladd gave up a takedown.
That's probably something that happens in wrestling a lot more than any other sport, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, it's a time of year kind of thing. Bloody noses and split lips run rampant. You know, if you got dry lips and dry weather and Kelly's got 6 seconds here. She needs to make something happen. 2 points for Kiela with 5 seconds left. She goes up 11-10.
Now key is to hold on, right?
Yep, and she gets the win.
That break helped her. She was wore
gassed
out.
at the end of that last.
That was a good match.
Yes, it was.
End of the first period for Kelly Ladd, and who's she wrestling against?
She is wrestling Kinley Smith from Canton.
So Kinley Smith is up 2-0 on Kelly Ladd at the end of the first period. And Kinley Smith chose to start up, or a standing position, I should say.
Call that neutral. The neutral position. Nobody has an advantage. There's no top, bottom.
That makes sense. And Macomb wins 84-0 over ROWVA.
Kelly's good on her feet here. She needs to get a takedown this period, and once she gets on top, she's good on top as well. Stalling call on red there on Canton. Kelly gives up the other takedown there.
She trails 4-0 here. Forearm to the back of the neck, trying to get that arm free for Canton. Kelly holding on to that hand for dear life down there. What's the mindset there for Kelly trying to hold on to that arm there?
Hand control is huge, so as long as she can keep that hand, keep a hand on her hand, she can't do anything with it. So hand control is key, especially when you're on bottom. If you keep them from running that half or running under there and getting a hold of your wrist, keeping them from digging out arm bars. And
looks like we got a Canton ROWVA JV match going on mat 2 now.
Mm-hmm. Kelly needs a tripod up. She's got 20 seconds here in the second period. Canton doing a pretty good job of riding. Arm bar there. Just got that in deep. Yep. Kinley Smith with a win from Canton.
On deck, mat number 1, Elliot Perkins and Jacob Latimer.
Jacob Parkins and
Elliot Parkins and Jacob Latimer.
I got them all discombobulated there. We'll focus on this match. I think this is JV down here. This will be varsity down here, I think.
We got
right?
These are both JV.
These are both
right
JV
now.
still?
Yep.
Okay.
Sifa here from Macomb.
And a quick pin by ROWVA on that side before we switch back. We'll switch over here to Macomb now.
Yep. Sifa Ferruzzi from Macomb and Katie Marvel from Canton.
Katie Marvel got a win earlier, didn't she?
Yes, she did. I believe we were talking about Katie. Oh, don't load up. There you go. There's a takedown.
That
you
was
talk
almost
about
a giveaway more than a takedown, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, you talk about, I said load up there. If somebody gets a front headlock on you, you always want to circle and face them instead of your natural instinct is to get behind them. Well, really, you're just loading yourself up for them, and then
Form the hip check your
hip throw. Yep.
Throw.
It's a good way to get airmailed, as we used to call it.
Did that ever happen to you?
A few times growing up. As I got older, and it didn't happen as much. Sifa trying to run that half.
Under a minute to go in the first period for Sifa here. Trying to free her arm, just like we saw the Canton wrestler doing to Kelly earlier.
Yep. We need to bump out of bounds here and get a restart.
Yeah, there comes the stalemate, right?
Yep.
31.13 seconds remaining in the first period still.
We have Katie Marvel starting down and Sifa on top.
And number 2, Talon Quisenberry and Travis Gleason. Correction.
They're going to start doing some more wrestling down here on the other side. Not sure what we're going to do here.
Sifa just about got caught there. Her natural balance that I've noticed so far this year in following the girls is she's got some of the best balance that I've seen. She reminds me of an Aaron Jones back when we were wrestling. Just you couldn't take that guy down. You could wrap him up in a knot and he'd still be standing there.
Talon Quisenberry and Travis Gleason, you'll be on the first available mat.
So they're just going to go back and forth now, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're still on some JV matches here. Sifa with an escape.
There's some kids playing hide and seek behind us.
That's right.
With nowhere to
I'll
hide.
go find them for $5.
No kidding. And there's a pin for Macomb.
I don't have that.
And number 2, Talon Quisenberry.
Maybe that was Elliot Parkins.
And number 2.
We'll call it Elliot Parkins.
Still a good match going here on mat 1.
Yeah, Sifa Ferruzzi's up 3-0.
And we're right back to going at it on the first mat. They are moving through these JV matches in a hurry. Talon Quisenberry wrestling now.
Talon, I believe, is a first-year wrestler, too.
Oh, problems for
Sifa
here.
She's got 2, no back points given. Makes it 3-2. 40 seconds in the second period left for Sifa.
Talon.
Thought he had locked hands there. He's just got the arm underneath.
Got the wrist hold, right?
Right. There's a half presenting itself. There we go. Scoop the head, Talon. Oh, rolls on through. Sifa's escape gets
She's
1
up
point.
4-2. I've looked over there several times, and it looks like she's on the downside of the match,
Right.
but she's leading 4-2.
Right. One little slip there. 12 seconds on Sifa's match.
It's only period 2. That match seems to be taking a long time.
Yeah.
Talon is pretty much dominating right now over here on the second mat. What is more tiring, being on top or on the bottom? We're going to take a point away from Talon, I do believe.
Giving him a point. Oh, no. They gave one to, yeah, there we go. We got it right now. He originally gave one to Green. There it's 2-1, Talon's ahead. Sifa's in a okay spot here.
She's in a tight match, though.
Yes, she is.
Both these matches right now are very close matches. At sometimes if you know you're by the circle and you're not in like the best position, but you're in a good enough position to, oh, Talon.
Talon with a near side cradle.
Got it.
In.
Right at the buzzer.
Sifa spins for 2 there. She's leading 6-2. Talon.
Something going on here. They called a break.
Do we have blood or a?
Not sure what's going on over there.
Maybe a score correction.
Well, they're going for a rag to wipe something up, I think. Teaching the duck under or whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
Looks like Coach Weston's working with her on that over there right
with
now.
her again, yep. She hit a beautiful one earlier in her first match.
Taking advantage of these. That's Kelly Ladd over there helping her too, right?
Yep.
Kelly, another one of those multi-sport athletes, so very good volleyball player too.
Absolutely.
And
Kelly is the guinea pig for the coaches. They both know her very well, so anytime they need to demonstrate a move, she's the one they grab.
Well, that I'm sure that has to be a tough situation too, right?
Right. You never know in today's world. You know, you go to teach somebody something and
a point, 6-3 now with right at a minute to go. This is still anybody's match here.
it is.
Looks like all the JV matches are done now
Yep.
after Talon's pin.
I think might see one of those duck unders here pretty quick.
From either side, right?
Yeah. 35 seconds left.
At some point here, you're up by 3. Do you know you're up by 3? I mean, when
should
you were
know.
wrestling, so you know, you say, okay, I got to be 30 seconds or so, just stay away, keep my distance, don't put myself in a bad spot.
Right. Yeah, you definitely don't want to give anything up big here. You can give up a
And there it
takedown.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, and a reversal.
Yeah, you can give up a throw like that and give up 5 points and lose a match pretty quick.
And it almost happened
It
right
almost
there, but
did.
the reversal, she had a great reversal to stay ahead and get the win, 8-5, but it was 6-5 and a 1 count on a back point right there too. So as you said, they needed the 2 to get that point, right?
Right. Yeah, they need that 2 count on the back.
Very good match between those two.
Yes, it was.
She's wore out.
Yeah, she's gassed. She's a fighter though. All of Macomb's girls, they've got the grit. You know, they're not going to give up.
Kelly Ladd walks over with a little grin on her face. Gives her a back rub and says you'll feel better in a few minutes, right?
Right, yeah. Get over there and get a drink of water and get your air back.
So something you don't see in sports a lot. All the kids came and weighed when they got here, and almost every kid ate as soon as they got done weighing.
Absolutely.
You don't see that in any other sport, pretty much.
No.
Maybe football they might eat at the last second or whatever, but I mean the thought of I'm guessing the point of that is because you might be close to your weight, right?
Right. Yeah, you could have. They do get, if they wrestled the night before, they do get a 2-pound allowance. So if you're in the 220-pound weight bracket and you wrestled the night before, you can weigh 222 the next day. So some of these kids, and if they haven't wrestled and they're close on weight, they may have been watching, water intake and what they eat for 3 or 4 days coming into this, trying to make weight, and then as soon as they weigh in, they tie it on.
So, in other sports you run a lot, and you don't want to eat a lot because it might make you sick. Can that happen in this too?
Very much so. Yeah, I've seen kids get sick, and right after eating, because you never know where you're going to start. Like I said, they draw a chip, and you could eat and then be the first match, and be in a barn burner and
those 6-minute matches, right?
Right. Yeah.
At some point, you're just like, just pin me.
Right.
Before I puke. Pin me before I puke. Of course, if you're a real wrestler, that's probably never
goes
process,
through your mind.
Right?
Yep.
So we're getting ready to go here with the varsity match for
Macomb versus
Canton. And I would expect, Kurt, that these matches will be a little longer in variety probably.
It could very well be.
So we will take a break while they're waiting here, play a couple commercials. Thanks for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back with the final duel of the night, Canton and Macomb, right after this.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
And welcome back here as we're getting ready to go. And we're going to be doing 2 matches at a time. And Kurt, Base Camp Realty didn't get any of the pub for all these pins we've been
That's
doing
right.
tonight.
It's all right.
We were just talking off air. Why don't you tell everybody about what I'm talking about when I say Base Camp Realty?
It is obviously a real estate company that I run here in Western Illinois, and we specialize in farmland, tillable, recreational, hunting ground, anything like that. So we also do dabble a little bit in the rural living, so homes with some acreage and stuff like that. And yeah, if you are looking to sell, we'd be happy to help you.
Tell us a little bit about the Roseville property. Pretty nice little building in Roseville.
We got a building up there. It's was an establishment from ECW Calls. They make duck, goose, and turkey calls. Nice building. It's got a very nice showroom, and we've had the ability to get that one listed, and it is for sale up there. Comes with all the wood lathes and everything. So even if you're a woodworker of any kind, or if you're looking for it would make a great little boutique too for someone, you know, that if they're into making jewelry or clothes or anything like that.
Problem there with the wrestler from Canton, I'm not real sure. Looks like maybe the headgear got him.
Might have a little cut over the eye or something.
What kind of time do you get for something like that?
I believe you get a 2-minute blood time.
And then if it's not stopped by then, you're done?
Yeah, they'll. You've got injury time and blood time. It might be 3 minutes now even, but typically they can get it stopped. Obviously, if it doesn't, it comes to an injury default is what they call it.
This is why it's nice to have the MDH staff here.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Can't thank those guys enough. You never know when something serious could happen.
And we're right back. The match is going here.
And we've got Nick Parkins.
Bustamonte's one of 120.
I believe.
Bustamonte's 106. Which one's 106?
Nick Parkins.
Okay, Nick Parkins and then 120.
Shelton Clayton.
I thought he said Bustamante, but I could have been wrong.
Oh, that's 138.
138.
Bustamante.
Okay. Yep, 138. I thought he said 120. So 138's on the upper right of your screen. 106 is down in the lower left. Bustamante giving up some back points here on the 138 match up in the upper right-hand corner. The officials right in front of everybody on the 106 match. And Canton is on top there. Canton winning 9-0 in the 106 match, and it's 5-2 Canton in the 138 match on the left side. Period number 1 comes to an end after the lengthy blood timeout there.
Bustamante needs something here.
5-3 as they go into period 2 in the upper right-hand corner. It's mat 2. Mat 1 has 106. The 106 Parkins, is that right? From Macomb?
Yep, Nick Parkins. Maddox Steele.
Bustamante trying to get some points here. Gave up a point on an escape, actually. And now we're going to go to period number 3. And Canton will take the top to start the third and final period. They are up 11-0. So the other mat, Bustamante, is a closer match right now, but he just gave up 2 points on a takedown, and it's 8-3. I'm starting to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
That's right. It doesn't take very long announcing these. You'll know it before it's over with.
And an official takes a timeout there, goes talk to the scorebook.
We've got a possible pin for Canton here coming up on the 106 mat. A lot of time left, minute 30.
And he laid down for just a split second. Just takes a split second, doesn't it?
Maddox Steele gets the pin for Canton.
Next up on mat number 1 at 113 pounds, Jack Jacobs, Canton, and Ethan Hoyt Macomb.
Jack Jacobs and Ethan Hoyt, 113, mat 1.
Still
Bustamante and
still a second period there after that timeout, after that injury timeout or blood timeout, whichever it ended up being. And Bustamante nearly pinned on the outside, giving up some back points again.
that is also a new rule for this year, is being able to score out of bounds.
As long as one of them are still inbounds, right?
Right.
That's what I mean. I'm just guessing because that's what it was right there.
Yep.
And you hear some of the they're both out of bounds there on the 106 or 113.
13. Yep.
You hear there's all kinds of little tricks to that kind of stuff. Like football has those kinds of tricks too. Like a kickoff, if you step out of bounds and touch the ball, it's
right.
Whatever, you get it 35 or whatever it is. And there's weird little quirks like that about being out of bounds, right? I'm sure wrestling has the same kind of stuff. And right there was one of those things. The Canton wrestler, which is
Isaiah Session,
kept both feet in bounds just so he could try to get some back points there, and he leads 14-4 now in what was a very close match. On the other side, Macomb is leading in the 113 match 4-0, but may give up a couple points here. Still,
Ethan
Hoyt's holding on to that leg, but nope, there goes the reversal.
Yep.
And 4-2 now. And now a cradle on the other side is.
Yep.
Bustamonte's trying to keep from getting pinned here. He did get a shoulder turn.
He's got 8 seconds. 3, 2,
and he gets turned over, so he'll give up 3 back points, but he does prevent the pin. 17-4 at the end of 2 periods there, as we go back to the 113 match on the little mat now, or on the first mat, I should say. It's 4-2 still. 35 seconds remaining in period number 1. And the reversal that Canton got a little bit ago has pretty much stayed, status quo since then, hasn't it?
Yep. Ethan Hoyt there trying to reach back. That's never a good thing. He almost gave up some back points there.
Now Bustamonte trying to get back in. At this point for Bustamonte, down 17-4, he almost has to have a pin, right?
That's right. Yep. Can't give up too many more either. He's looking at that technical fall we talked about earlier.
It's 18-4, and Parkins gives up 3 back points at the end of the first period. I think they didn't put him on the scoreboard, but he waved his arm and gave 3. But there's still 4-2 on the scoreboard. So technical fall that you were talking about is 15 points, and there's an escape, and that's it. So go back to the other mat now.
Number 2, 145 pounds, Wes Cheney, Canton, Thomas Kovics, Macomb. Mat number 2.
Thomas Kobus and Max Cheney. Is that right?
Wes Cheney.
Wes Cheney.
Yep. Ethan Hoyt's in on a single here. See what he can do with it.
They did not give any back points, and I thought the official waved some.
They're up there now, 5-4.
We'll stay on mat 2 here and let you get a better look at Hoyt and crew wrestling here. 1:05 to go in period 2. It's 7-4. They did come back, as Kurt said, give the 3 back points at the end of the first period, which is going to end up playing huge here because that's the difference in the match right now.
Absolutely. Got a minute left.
And on the far side, they roll out of bounds.
3 back points there.
And it's getting close to a pin here. Here I see him counting and gave 3 points.
Yep. Once he gets that 3, it's over with. He can't get any more.
And there's the pin.
Next up at number 1, 120 pounds, John Davis, Canton, and Sheldon Clayton, Macomb.
Yeah, they're going to roll through this quick if they keep up at this rate.
Yeah.
It's not going to take very long.
Thomas here needs to work out. Build a base. Stand up. He's got 1 if he just gets out.
Oh, right into the cradle. And they're going again on the other one here.
Big headlock coming.
What do we?
2 for a takedown there on the mat number 1.
Back points coming on mat 2 here. Got his head out at least. But now he's in that position, what you were talking about. Now that he's got his head underneath, right?
Yeah.
Or his arm underneath his head. He can't bridge out, right?
Can't bridge. Here it comes.
And there's the pin.
Wes Cheney with a win from Canton.
It's 2-1 Canton on the mat 1. Elliott Parkins coming back. He just seems like he just wrestled a minute ago, didn't he? Seemed like it?
Yeah, it didn't seem like that long ago. Maybe he wrestled a JV match and come back. He did.
So I'll let you watch both of these. John's going to zoom in on mat 1.
Elliott Parkins with a nice takedown there.
He's leading 2-0. That's in the upper right-hand corner.
Running a butcher there, looking for some back points.
And he got 3, it looks like.
John Davis looking for a pin over here on the 120-pound match.
Well, they get twisted around in some weird ways in the sport, don't you? Here, past the hands. What would they be talking about there?
I don't know. I didn't hear that. There's a cradle from Elliott Parkins.
That's a good cradle, too. Now, his hands are locked there.
Yep.
And that's okay
That's
there?
a pinning combination, so, yeah, he can lock them there.
You got 3 points for back.
Is that out? It's a big half over here on the John Davis is working in.
And he lets him up. Parkins let him up, and there's a pin.
There's a pin by John Davis.
With 33.4 seconds to go in the first period. So here's my next question. Do you count 30? Is that a minute and 26.6, or is it 33.4 of the first? So is it like hockey, or is it like?
They would write that pin down as a pin or a fall in a minute 36. Yeah, or a minute 26. Yep.
Well, they are just floating back and forth through these things in a hurry.
Cohen Green gives up a big
ooh, referee about got smacked in the face right there. First period comes to an end, and Parkins leads 10-1, and he's got blood on his lip, it would appear.
Cohen with a heck of an effort there, fighting off his back. Trevor Hedges had him in a bad way there.
Oh, now he's got him in a cradle. That's a good cradle, too.
Yep, and he's in the side. It's
next match, 132 pounds, mat number 1, Church Appearances.
That was in 43 seconds, that one was. That was a quick one. There was a lot of action in that particular match, though, in 43 seconds.
I didn't see. Did Elliott win over here on
no,
that
he's over with blood on his lip.
Okay.
He's leading 10-1.
Okay.
But they're trying to get his lip to stop bleeding, I think.
I don't see a team score up.
No, there isn't. It's 11-0 is what they got up there. I don't know. Could that be right?
Canton has won them all so far. Probably wouldn't be much of a score if we had one up.
It's pretty lopsided right now. How are you?
Good.
You say hi?
You want to put the headset on and talk to people?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I want to talk to my mom.
You want to talk to your mom? Well, she's sitting over there. I don't know if this is my niece, Brett Kendrick.
Mommy.
She can't hear you. She's over there sitting. Can you say hi?
Hi.
You have to tell her to log on and hear you.
Mommy.
She can't hear you, babe. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think of this wrestling so far?
Good.
Is it going good?
Yeah.
Yeah? You going to wrestle when you get older?
Yeah.
Yeah? Heck yeah.
Oh, you want to do it? Hey.
Oh, big takedown there by Elliot Parkins. Can you say hi?
Hi.
What are you doing? This is my daughter Huntley now. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
You say go Bombers.
Go Bombers.
That's right. And Elliot Parkins gets caught there. He's up 12-1. Gives up some back points and a reversal. Nope, no back points, just a reversal. What do you think? Can you hear me? Yeah? All right, give him back. Give him back. Can you say thank you?
Our youngest commentators thus far, right there. Got to start them young.
That's right.
That's what we like to do. Parkins over here is leading 14-3, but he gets a pin right there. But a few moments ago, he was
in a bad
spot. Got out of it. So that was a pretty good match. It was lopsided, ended in a pin, but it was a pretty good. Carter Hogue coming out now. We missed Carter Hogue's match almost altogether earlier because it was so quick.
Yeah, he made quick work of that.
ROWVA wrestler earlier.
We got Charlie Hernandez over here with a free move, locked hands. And they'll let him continue to wrestle through that one as Charlie got an advantage.
And Carter Hogue doesn't wrestle because there's nobody to.
Yeah, we got a forfeit on paper for Carter Hogue. So there's a pin for Parkins. And Carter Hogue gets a win. And then we hand one right back to Canton. Joe Norton gets one there.
So it's a wash.
Yeah. Charlie Hernandez is on a roll through, looking to pin Canton's.
So, I mean, if you're Macomb here, I think you're better wrestlers. You expect to do better at the top end of your weight classes, right? I mean, that's Max Reiner, Ethan Ladd.
Yeah,
Hernandez has got a pin right here.
Hernandez.
You know, Hogue would have been one of those guys.
Right.
So as you move up in their weight classes, I think that's where Macomb gets stronger,
Macomb's strength definitely is in the upper weight. They've got more experience there. And they're a young team too. You know, I think Carter Hogue's a senior, Max Reiner's a senior, and Ethan's a senior. So they're going to lose some weight, lose some points there as these guys graduate and move on to college.
Tyler. Alex Brown and Ava Reed going to wrestle 285. Is that what he just said?
That is correct.
But another forfeit for Macomb there.
Max Reiner.
I don't think they put Max Reiner in. I think they gave it to somebody else.
Did they give it? Okay.
Or at least that's the name I heard anywhere.
Tyler Quisenberry.
He's over wrestling right here on the. A couple big kids coming out here now.
Yep, these are our heavyweights here. Alex Brown, first-year wrestler, strong as a bull.
He's not a football player, though, either, is he?
I don't believe so.
He'd be an offensive tackle, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would be a good offensive tackle.
Or a nose guard. Defensive tackle, maybe. But
big takedown there. He rolls out of it.
He's about the same size as Tegan Perry.
Right.
Still over on the second mat. It's approaching the end of the first period. No score showing up.
Right. We've got a good one going there. Alex Brown gets a point. Those hips down. That's never a good feeling.
I bet. When you're off the ground, you can't do anything about it. There's the end of the first period on the other side.
No score. Alex Brown gets picked up and let go in the middle of the air there.
Hey, John. Okay, I'm going to have John come down and zoom in on the smaller guys because the bigger guys look big on the mat,
right,
without being zoomed in on so much.
There's another takedown for Canton's Ava Reed. And he lets Brown up again. It's 6-2, 6-3 in that match. Tyler Quisenberry trying to fight for.
And he gets pinned.
He gets pinned.
Mat number 2, 220 pounds. Grant Kessler, Canton, Ethan Ladd, Macomb.
This should be a good one, right?
This should be a good one.
Kessler and Ladd. Kessler for Macomb, or for Canton. Ladd, of course, for Macomb. Keep John on this one. We got a pin possible coming on the mat 1, but got up. And the first period comes to an end on the heavyweight match on mat 1. How much time do you get in between periods? Does it just come right back and go?
It's usually right back at it. Yeah, just enough for the flip and.
Say bye to your phone.
Oh yeah.
Can't get her to watch wrestling. Huh?
No. There's an attention span there that Ethan in deep on a good double. Just get that arm free.
A lot of adjusting the headsets.
Yeah. Yeah, they never fit.
And Canton gets a pin on the heavyweight class. 1:29 left, so 31 seconds of the second round.
Ethan in on a good single there.
He did slid in pretty quick, didn't he?
So you need to circle to that. There you go. Limp arm out. And
good match going on here for the
stalemate. Drive through, there you go. Ethan Ladd gets 2 there with 8 seconds left.
Is this the last match?
It is.
It went quick. That's the end of the first period. Ladd leads 2-0.
Canton gets the first choice, defers. Ethan Ladd's going to take down.
Now, what was your choice in that scenario?
That scenario there, if I had gotten points
like
in the
Ethan
first
did.
period, yeah, I'm choosing down so I can get out, get back on my feet. If there's no score and you win the toss, you want to take a spot you know you can score in, because in overtime, should it come to that, you get the first choice in the final overtime.
Oh, right here. What a move by Ladd. A little flip, and he's trying to get some back points right here. There's 2 at least, 3, and a pin. Just that quick.
Yep. We always talk. We said this before. One slip, and it can be over pretty quick.
Yep, and that's the win for Ethan Ladd.
And that'll be it for Macomb versus Canton.
Yeah, that was quick. When they're racing 2 matches like that, it goes really fast.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get Max Reiner over here to talk maybe if we can find him. I don't even Dude, do you see Max?
He should be.
Coach, how are you? I'm fantastic. Thank you.
I don't
Coach
see
Horrell
Max.
Of the younger variety.
Right.
I always say Coach.
2.0.
Yeah, I always say Coach Horrell. I'm like, well, I'm talking about the older one or the younger one, or which one are we talking about?
Right.
I don't see Max either. I wanted to get him over here and talk to him a little bit, but I don't see him anywhere. Is he up in the bleachers somewhere?
I can't find him.
Me either. I'm going to turn this down for just a second, folks. We're going to play a commercial. We'll be right back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
All right, welcome back to Macomb High School. We have Max Reiner under the headset with us now. Kurt Myers has stepped away. And Max, you get win number 100 tonight. I talked to Coach Ladd on Monday, and he told me that he wasn't going to tell you that it was 100. Did you find out on your own, or did they let it slip?
I was actually pretty surprised. I didn't even know it was my 100th win. I wasn't even expecting any of this, really.
So I saw 100 up in the stands. You missed a whole year.
Yeah.
So you've done 100 wins in 2.5 years. What does that feel like for you, getting to 100? I mean, that's a pretty good milestone even for 4 years, but you did it in 2.5.
I mean, to me, wins are just wins. In the end, it just shows me that I'm able to go against anyone. I'm prepared to go against anyone. Yeah.
So as you look back, Kurt was talking there. They introduced Kurt being on here with me with 2 state championships.
Right.
He's won some matches, but he doesn't necessarily remember how many wins he had or that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of when you're at a level that you expect to win and you want to win, and that's kind of your expectation.
Right.
Do you kind of forget how many of them you have a little bit?
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, my wins don't matter. What matters most to me, I guess, it's my losses, because those are what I learned from the most.
So you've wrestled some pretty good meets.
Yeah.
You guys got some pretty good publicity over in Iowa at the Fort Madison meet.
Mm-hmm.
You and Ethan got some pretty good props for your wrestling. What is it like to get into places like that where you wrestle different people? I mean, you guys wrestle the kids from Canton maybe 2 or 3 times a year. You wrestle people from wherever. You get over in Iowa, you don't see those kids as much.
Right.
Is that good for you to see that different kind of either techniques or whatever the case may be?
Oh, I think it's great. Going to a different state, it's like wrestling like a whole different style. They're much more aggressive, in my opinion. It's great experience. I hope that we keep going to that tournament.
So what is your plan? You have any dreams of wrestling in college?
I would love to wrestle at college. One place that I'm thinking about is Quincy University. I know that he's talked to my dad a little bit, but not too much. I would love to wrestle. I'm also looking at WIU, maybe try and walk on there for football. But, yeah, I'd love to do sports in college.
So Ethan's going to play football at Western.
Right.
You're used to playing side by side with him on the football field. You're used to wrestling with him. Obviously, he chose football as his. Which is your favorite? Oh,
my favorite's wrestling. I'm a big wrestler. I've done it all my life. I've loved it all my life. Football's great too. I like wrestling because I can put it all out there on the mat, and it's all on me.
Right. I mean, and that's a thing that I think that is lost in an individual sport like this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally everything that happens in a night,
right,
you have control over in one manner or another, right?
Right.
So now tonight you didn't take the forfeit against Canton because they didn't have, so you gave it to somebody else. But you got your 100th win against the ROWVA wrestler.
Yeah.
So as you move forward now, as we're halfway through the season, essentially, maybe a little more than that.
Right.
What is your goal for each night that you come on the mat? Do you go in looking to work on something in particular against certain people, or do you just try to maybe get better at takedowns or escapes? Or I mean, do you go in looking to work on something on a given night?
Yeah. Today I was working on simple bars, and then I just finished the deal because I don't know, I just did.
So, when did you find out that it was that today would be 100?
I'm pretty sure I found out just right when I got my hand raised.
Really? You didn't know it before then?
Well, I thought I hit it at our previous tournament, Abe's Rumble, but I wasn't all the way sure.
So, as you said, wins or wins, does it mean anything to you to get your 100?
I guess I can just look back at the amount of experience I have as a high school wrestler, but it doesn't mean as much as a state title would mean.
So, is that your goal this year?
Yeah, I'm going for the title.
So, I know you've been ranked in state this year, and you see a bunch of different people as we move along through the season. You've been to state before.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're at the right spot or better spot than you have been in the past to get back there and do more?
I mean, I could always be better. I could always practice more. I could always work harder. But for the most part, I think I'm ready to take on anyone.
So what is the key for you the rest of the if you had to pick an area, what are you going to work on?
Probably just going to work on getting a bigger gas tank, being stronger, being able to attack my opponents from all angles.
So that's something I noticed, and this is not about you. Your match didn't last that long, but I think everybody thinks wrestling's 6 minutes, so it's not very long, and 6 minutes is not very long. But we're halfway through the season, and these matches that went either the whole 6 or really close to the whole 6, wrestlers, girls and guys, were wore out at the end of the 6 minutes. Is it hard to get stamina for a 6-minute match when you're pinning people in a minute or 2 minutes?
As long as we give it everything we can at practice, as long as we condition as hard as we can at practice, it doesn't matter how long I'm on the mat. As long as I'm able to give 100% in practice, I can give 100% for 7-8 minutes on the mat.
So you're not concerned as you start wrestling better wrestlers, and I'm guessing that's what Fort Madison was good for you too, right? Some extended matches, and so as you get to state, you probably expect those matches to get a little longer too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, the length of the match doesn't matter. I'm just going to stay focused. I'm going to make sure my points are on top of theirs, and no matter what, I'm just going to beat my opponent at the end of it all.
Now, you are a senior, and you're still in the group of seniors that the COVID year, you lost a year to COVID.
Right.
As you look back and you're at 100 in less time, you're 2.5 years. As you look back on that COVID year and what it's done either to you and for you, is it kind of out of your memory now? Or have you guys got to a point where you've kind of forgotten about it, or do you feel like you've really missed out on something because of it?
Something the COVID year's definitely given me is the ability to try other sports. Instead of doing football in the spring, I joined cross country, and I made it to the state meet too. And that showed me that I can have a gas tank in almost all the sports. And then in winter, instead of wrestling, I joined the swim team. And I did pretty good at that too, but I wasn't the greatest.
Well, I mean, swimming and wrestling, they're individual sports, obviously.
Right.
But muscle mass and strength people don't think of swimmers but really low body fat and everything. All part of swimming for the most part too. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those are pretty good athletes themselves. Well, I will let you get out of here, Max. I can greatly congratulate you on your 100th win tonight.
Thanks a bunch.
We congratulate you on a great football season. I didn't get to talk to you much during football, but congratulations on a great football season. Congratulations on getting 100, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of the year with a state championship.
Oh, definitely. I'm hoping for it.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here from the Macomb triangular dual meet. What's it called?
This was a try. Just
a
call
try.
it just
a try. Okay, a try meet. Canton and Macomb. Canton gets the win against Macomb. Macomb gets a win against ROWVA and Canton beat ROWVA. I do believe, as our points were a little discombobulated on the scoreboard. But we thank everybody for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We'll be back with basketball from Macomb. Are you going to be in the student section tomorrow night? Or do you have to wrestle tomorrow? You have wrestling anywhere?
We don't have wrestling, but I got to study for my anatomy test. It's coming up.
Anatomy. I thought that was like a college course.
Well, it's prep for it.
It's prep for it. I got you. So Max Reiner's going to be studying tomorrow night on a Friday night instead of going to basketball. That's a tough senior year right there.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night here. John Reynolds and I think John Burton and maybe some other people will be here tomorrow night. I will not be here. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to Kurt Myers. We'll see you again very soon.